Okay, I've got some picture questions for you. I've got 5 picture questions, so we're going to have 3 normal questions, and then a picture question, and then 3, and then a picture question, okay? Okay, let's get going. Question number 1. The Sapphire Princess was originally meant to be named what? She was not built as the Sapphire Princess. I don't know if many people know this fact. I didn't know this one until very, very recently. I took a tour of the Sapphire Princess and they explained what happened with her and her history, and I thought it was very, very interesting. So, does anyone know what the original name of this Sapphire Princess was meant to be? Okay, on now to question number 2. Who are celebrity cruises owned by? I've tried to range some of these questions. Some of them are a lot easier than some of them are really, really quite difficult, but no matter how difficult I make these, some people say that they get full marks. Whether you're using Google or not, I am not sure, but who are celebrity cruises owned by? More questions about Hudson. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys just come here to see Hudson sometimes, but he is asleep because it turns out that cats literally just sleep all day. I thought it was great because I'm working from home now. I thought I can see what Hudson gets up to, and he gets up to nothing. He sleeps all day long. On now to question number 3. How old do you have to be to cruise with the British cruise line Saga? This may be an easier question if you are British. I'm not sure how much Americans and Australians know about the cruise line Saga, but yeah, not going to say anything because I think I'll give something away. I hope you like my cup that I've used this every day since I got it. It was when I went to a river cruise conference, and it's for their river cruises, and I was really excited about river cruises that were kind of affordable. Yeah, I see some correct answers in there. I see some wrong answers in there. I see some, yeah, okay, moving on to our first picture round. So what we're going to do with the picture rounds is basically I've zoomed in on something and you have to tell me what kind of, what, I think I'm going to say, what cruise line will you find this thing on? Okay? I've got some questions that say you can go with someone, blah, 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 blah. It's to go, if you're one person, how old do you have to be to go on a Saga cruise? Forgetting any friends. You don't have any friends in this situation, just one person on their own. How old do they have to be to go on a Saga cruise? So I'm going to put up a picture now, and you're going to have to tell me on which cruise line you would find this. If you want to tell me which ship, you want to tell me what it is, go ahead. But you're going to get the point for which cruise line, okay? Okay. I'm hoping that this works. Okay, here we go. Ready? That. Take away the question. Do you have any idea on what cruise line you would find this? This is a picture, and I'm in this picture. That isn't me. If you can tell me on what cruise line you will find that, you will get a point. I like this comment. What? I had so many comments that said I needed to make this harder, so I have made some of these harder. But when you know, you know. If you know what that is and you know what the cruise line is, you're gonna instantly know what that is. So let's move on now to question number 5. Which is, how many decks does Royal Caribbean's Ultimate Abyss slide go down? So that is the slide that looks like an angry kind of fish thing at the back, and it has 2 slides and they swirl all the way down the back of Harmony of the Seas and all of those really, really big Royal Caribbean cruise ships. So how many decks from the top to the bottom? I'm seeing a correct answer already. And lots of wrong answers. We are just steaming through this today. I'm not in a rush, but I'm doing it much faster than normal. Let me know, please, where you are watching this from. It always surprises me when someone from somewhere I never considered would watch this. I have thought a lot about the timing of this because the biggest audience for my YouTube channel are Americans. I'm from the UK, so I'm trying to make those two people awake. We do have quite a lot of Australians too, who I do feel bad for, but you can't get a good time for the UK, America, and Australia. I'm really, really sorry. These are all going to be available for catch up afterwards. So if you can't join us live, if you're watching this on catch up, please let me know. We've got people from sunny Blackpool, we've got Georgia, we've got the Netherlands, Wales, Portugal, NYC, New York, Alabama, Massachusetts. Can you play us a tune on the piano? Maybe soon. I have been playing it a bit more since I've got more time now inside, so I have been playing it a little bit more. Got from Canada as well. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, please, for joining me, because I really do miss cruising, and I miss talking about cruising and going on cruises, and I need this to keep me going. So let's move on to the next question. Lots of very interesting places. We've got all over the world in here, which is super cool. Question number 6. In Tromso in Norway, how many daylight hours can you expect in June? I have been to Tromso in Norway in June, and I can vouch for this. So, how many daylight hours can you expect in June? We've got no cruising until July. I think July would be very, very optimistic. I don't see July or August happening. September or October, maybe. I don't think, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm always trying to be optimistic about stuff, but I think it's going to be autumn before we do cruise again, and we are going to need a cruise so much, and it's going to be better than ever, I think. I see some correct answers. I've seen a program on this. That's great, but do you remember? On to question number 7. On which cruise line do you have to pay for water with meals, regardless of where you are from? So this is, you go to the main dining room, you sit down, you know they normally bring you a jug of tap water. On this cruise line, you have to pay for it at all times. I know I'm going to give away a wrong answer, but I know MSC do sometimes, or used to charge, depending on where you were from. I think if you were from America or from the UK, you didn't have to pay, but if you were from other places, you did, which was always a bit strange. But anyway, on this cruise line, everyone has to pay for water all of the time. And it was one of the things that did surprise me about this cruise line. I have cruised with them, but you get what you paid for, and I paid very little for this cruise. So, water, don't you mean Pepsi Max? Yeah, I have not an addiction to Pepsi Max, but I've been rationing myself to 1 can of Pepsi Max during this lockdown because I don't want to run out of Pepsi Max. And that's one of the hardest things about this whole situation. I love it. I love any type of Diet Coke, Coke Zero, anything like that. Hello to Patrick. Thank you for joining me here. He will like having his picture there. So hi, Patrick. On now to picture round number 2. I hope you are ready for this one. This one I think is a little bit easier, but don't be fooled. On which cruise line is this? I want my other question to go away. Go away question. There we go. On which cruise line is this? I took this picture in Southampton, I think. I was doing a weekend cruise on the Celebrity Silhouettes, I think. And this was another one of the cruise ships there. So what cruise line is that? I see some right answers and I see some wrong answers too. Oh, Fiona just booked a transatlantic for November. It's a gamble, but hey, I mean, it is a gamble, but if you're going to gamble on something, you might as well the outcome could either be a cruise or no cruise, and if you don't gamble, you're not going to get a cruise. So I think I'm really hoping that November will be fine. We'll just have to wait and see, though. There's no way to really know. But if you're gonna gamble, I think this is an alright thing to gamble on. My next cruise at the moment is in September, a 90s themed cruise with Morella. I would really like that to go ahead. It doesn't go anywhere really very far away. Goes to Amsterdam and Bruges. Those places might be fine by then. I really, really hope so. So, on now to question number 9. I hope these numbers are all right. I think they are. Question number 9. Voice of the Ocean can be found on which cruise line? So this is the TV show The Voice, if you've seen that, where the judges sit in the chairs and they hear someone sing and they spin round. One of the cruise lines has the rights to Voice of the Ocean. And on which cruise line is it? I have seen it on this cruise line. I like this cruise line quite a lot. I've cruised on them a couple of times. Hello to everybody who is saying hello to me now. Joining from the Netherlands. We have quite a lot of people from the Netherlands, which is cool. Loads of Americans, loads of people from the UK. Really cool to see you all. I hope you're all doing all right. I know this is it's a really strange and just horrible situation. Some days are definitely better than others, for me at least. Today's been a good day. Today's been sunny. I got up, I did a virtual body pump class this morning, which I'm proud of myself for motivating myself. It can be really hard to motivate yourself right now. I've been out for a walk. We're allowed to go for a walk per day as exercise, and the sun is shining, and I've been doing a little bit of art project today. So, and of course I've put this together, and I have to tell you, next week this is going to be on a Saturday, not on a Friday, because there is a kind of, I don't know how to say it, like a marathon of cruise stuff going on next Saturday. Different content creators are doing about an hour-ish per person. And I'll be doing this at the same time, but it's going to be on a Saturday next week, okay? I'll try and remind you guys. It's just, I wanted to be part of that, and I don't really want to do 2 lives in a row. I'm not sure anyone wants to see me that much, so. Body pump. Body pump is a Les Mills class. It's with like a barbell and weights, and you do an hour-long kind of a bicep track and a tricep track and a squat track and a lunge track and all that stuff. It's really hard, but I really like it. I used to do it in the gym, and then, yeah. I love cruise marathons. I've never taken a part in any sort of cruise marathon before, but they're doing it, and I thought I might as well be part of it. So we'll see what happens next Saturday. If you're around next Saturday, there's loads of cruise stuff going on the internet. We've got, what software to use for streaming? It's really nicely done. Thank you. It's called StreamYard. It is the easiest to use and cheapest streaming thing you can get on the internet, and that's why I have it. And I like it because it's click the buttons and things come up on the screen, and that's about all I can do. On now to question number 10, or number 10. Where are the headquarters of Norwegian Cruise Line? Dun, dun, dun. This is not where the cruise line is registered. This is where their headquarters are. Which cruise line is the best start for a first-time cruiser? It depends who you are. If you do want to know anything about who I personally recommend, if you go on cruisingisn'tjustforoldpeople.com, I have a recommended cruise lines page on there, and I've broken it down by recommended for families, recommended for young cruisers, recommended for solo cruisers, and that's kind of who I constantly recommend. If someone comes to me and they're young, I normally say these ones. If someone's family, these ones. So if you are ever wondering what I personally think about a cruise line, head to cruisingisn'tjustforoldpeople.com, click on recommended cruise lines, and you'll find it there. So I've got so many answers here. I'm not putting the answers on the screen. Okay. Question number 11. The MS Rotterdam belongs to which cruise line? This is a cruise line that consistently reuses the names of its cruise ships, and it really confuses me. I don't think you should be able to do that, because for people like me, I can't keep track of them. So the MS Rotterdam belongs to which cruise line? I think once you've named a cruise ship something, you should think of something else, personally. But this cruise line, this cruise line is very, very old. We're talking 1890s. They were doing steamboats and things, so they've reused their names so many times. Okay, on now. We've got another picture round. Number 12 is a picture round. Somebody just gave me a crying emoji. That's not... Why are you crying? We're here to have a good time. Okay, on now. Which cruise line will you find this picture? I took this picture, and on what cruise line did I take it? There we go. A very, very, very colourful picture. I think that the colourful theme sticks with everything in this cruise line. Any guesses which cruise line that is? Apologies, I will remove that question for you. There we go. This is the picture. On which cruise line will you find this? Tell that to Mein Schiff. They're like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all of the cruise ships for the German TUI cruises are just called Mein Schiff 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think, which just translates as My Ship 1, My Ship 2, My Ship 3. And they're moving those numbers around and things. It's not even in order. It's confusing, but yeah. Some correct answers in there. I see them. Some people have got it from a few little things. We have got Australians in the house. I should be sleeping. It's 2:25 a.m. in Australia. I love your videos. Thank you so much for joining me. I was just saying that I didn't think we would get Australians here because you should be asleep. It's the middle of the night. It's almost dinner time for us here in the UK. I'm guessing most of the Americans are waking up. It is very difficult to try and time it with everyone being awake, but hey, hi. Thank you for joining me anyway. Okay, moving on to question number 13 now. Tallinn is the capital of which country? A very, very lovely country, a very, very lovely place, a place that rains, it feels like all of the time. I'm sure that it doesn't. Mike says, are you live? Yes, I'm live. Right now I'm live. If you're watching this on catch up, then no, I'm not live. Hope that clears things up. Okay, so hope you all got that one. Tallinn is the capital of which country? On now to question number 14. What is the flowrider on a Royal Caribbean cruise? I have been on the flowrider once, and that is enough. If you've been on it, you'll know what it is. If you've seen it, you'll know what it is. Just a rough description of what it is. You will get a point. I see some answers. Okay, moving on now to question number 15. How many days a year does it rain in Bergen on average? Every time I've been there, it has rained, and it is statistically quite a wet place. A very, very nice place. Norway is definitely one of my favorite places. Oh, I did not mean to. I don't even know what that's the answer to. Seen your video of it. Yeah, I do have some really quite old videos on here when I did a P&O cruise to the Norwegian fjords. It was fantastic, but yeah, those videos are not my best, but you have to start to ever be good at anything, and that was my beginning. Okay. I see some very good answers there. I see my niece Zara is very, very close. Very impressive. Well done, Zara. Okay, on to question 16. 16 again is another picture round. Okay, ready? Ready, steady, go. On which cruise line will you find this lovely section of something? If you have ever been there, you will not forget it. When do you think the cruises will start up here in Europe? I think September or October time, maybe. I think they'll come, it won't just be like, okay, cruises are going now. It will come back in kind of slowly. So they might start doing, say, British Isles cruises for us from Britain. Maybe they'll let us do that, which would be nice. I would really like to do another British Isles cruise. I did one with Princess, and it wasn't something I'd ever thought of doing. Being from Britain, I normally go further away for my trips, but we went to Loch Ness, we went to the Giant's Causeway, we went to Dublin. I'd never been to any of these places before, and it was really, really good. So if anyone is considering ever a British Isles cruise, do it. I think it depends a lot on the weather. We were incredibly lucky, and we actually didn't really have very much rain, which you could get rain every single day, even if you cruise in summer. So it's just a bit unpredictable, but really, really nice. There's so much to see around here. I don't know why I've never done it before. Okay, moving on. Am I on question? I've just done 15, is that right? I think I've just done 15. I'm not sure, I'm a bit lost. 15 and then a picture, so now we're on 17. I'm just going to do it and you can tell me if it's wrong, because there's quite a lag here. So by the time I've said something, it's like a few minutes until the answer. 17 next. Okay, thank you all. So question 17 is, the Celestyal Olympia was built for which cruise line? She was built in the 80s sometime, and she was built for which cruise line? Thank you, everyone who is just answering my question now. It's really strange with the lag. It's quite nice that there is a lag on it. If I did do something incredibly embarrassing, I could just really quickly switch it off. I was filming yesterday with Hudson because he was just being silly and he fell off the sofa, and I thought it was really funny. If you would like to see Hudson fall off the sofa, then make sure you're following me on Instagram. My Instagram is just Emma Cruises, and I'm sharing my life on there as much as I ever would be on a cruise. Personally, I find it really interesting to see how life right now is in different places. So if you're wondering how lockdown is on the south coast of the UK in England, then follow me on Instagram. It's just called Emma Cruises. I'm seeing some correct answers, but not very many. The Celestyal Olympia. She has had a few different names. That's her current name. She is lovely, a really lovely ship, but you can definitely tell she's from the 80s. There's a big difference between cruise ships from the 80s and the 90s. The 90s and now, I don't really think you can tell the difference once they've had a few refits, but the 80s to the 90s, structurally, they're very, very different. We've got Mr. Wigan Dave here, who is the guy that I said gets everything right. He's giving more answers than the questions I'm actually asking. So well done, Mr. Wigan Dave. Is it sunny down south, Emma? It is glorious up north for once. Yes, it's really, really nice. It was 25 degrees Celsius last time I checked, which is about 75 Fahrenheit, which for us in the UK is so warm. If this was summer, this would be warm, and it's not even summer yet. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm loving it. I'm wearing shorts right now. Mad. Okay, moving on. Question number 18. Hopefully this is an easy one. It took me a while though, to be fair. Is the aft of a cruise ship the front or the back? It's things like this that are, I don't know, you think you know so well that sometimes you get them wrong. Zara says sun cream needed. I actually haven't put on any sun cream yet. I will put some on. I will. I promise. We definitely need some. I didn't plan on needing any in this time of the year, but Kathleen says Dave's an overachiever. He maybe, but I like that you guys have so much knowledge on stuff. Okay, so is the aft the front or the back? Someone put depend on what you call back. I mean, as a cruise ship goes, is it the front or is it the back? You get me? Yeah. Okay. On now to question number 19. Cruise ships are built in sections. Are they built the right way up or upside down? So your answers are right way up or upside down. Lucian says sun cream, sunscreen. Not for us in the UK. In the UK, it is sun cream. Americans call it sunscreen. And I'm not sure about other places like Australia, but in the UK, it's definitely sun cream. I have this quite a lot, actually, and people correct my spelling or they correct something I've said, and I'm not wrong. I'm from the UK. Sometimes I do wonder if people think I just don't know how to spell simple words, but we spell things differently. We have different spellings for things that you guys would call a check. We have a separate spelling for check as in checkbook compared to checking. Same with tires, car tires. We spell tires with a Y for car tires. There's just so many things that are different and you don't really realize. We've got one comment that just says sunblock. I mean, sunblock works too, but it's definitely sun cream here in the UK. We've got upside down, we've got right way up, we've got all kinds of comments. Santa says pointy end or blunt end. That works. I'm saying pointy end is the front and blunt end is the back. We don't spell things differently, we spell things correctly. I would agree with you. Of course, English is the best and right way to speak English. No? Okay, we've got people from Canada. Hello to Pisa, thank you for joining me. I'm glad that you love these trivias. Yeah, so that's how we spell check and tires and etc, etc. We have a lot more U's in our words than you guys have. Americans put Z's in where we have S's, things like that. But I do get almost every few days kind of a correction on my spelling, and I'm not wrong. I check my spellings. I'm not good at spelling, but I do spell check things before I put them out. Last time I was in England, you had almost 2 weeks of 30 degrees. I mean, that is a heat wave. We're not prepared for anything like that. If it gets to 30 degrees, life as we know stops, the trains break, you don't have to wear kind of normal work clothes to work anymore. So occasionally we get 30 degrees, but if that happens, we don't really deal with it very, very well. Okay, we've got one last question and we've got a picture question. So on which cruise line will you find this? I personally think that this is the easiest one, but I do see why other people, I mean, if you've not been on these water slides, why would you know that? I've been on that one on the right. It's a big kind of toilet bowl. And yeah, I went on it. It was pretty cold, but it's fun. It's fun. Okay, so that is our last question. I'm going to very, very quickly run through them for you because I know some people have joined halfway through and they're asking for the questions. I'm just going to read them very, very quickly, okay? So we've got question number 1. The Sapphire Princess was originally meant to be named what? I'll give you a clue. It is something princess, if that helps. Question number 2. Who are celebrity cruises owned by? Question number 3, how old do you have to be to cruise with the British cruise line Saga? Question number 4 is a picture. It is this picture. On which cruise line will you find this thing? Now that is gone. Okay, question number 5. How many decks does Royal Caribbean's Ultimate Abyss slide go down? From the top to the bottom, how many decks can you just slide down? Question number 6, in Tromso in Norway, how many daylight hours can you expect in June? Question number 7, on which cruise line do you have to pay for water with meals, regardless of where you are from? On next is a picture question. On which cruise line will you find this? Okay. Question number 9. Voice of the Ocean can be found on which cruise line? Question number 10. Where are the headquarters of Norwegian Cruise Line? Question number 11. The MS Rotterdam belongs to which cruise line? Question number 12 was a photo again. It is this one. On which cruise line will you find this? Very, very colourful setup. And that's gone. On question 13, Tallinn is the capital of which country? 14, what is the flowrider on a Royal Caribbean cruise? Question 15, how many days a year does it rain in Bergen, Norway on average? Question 16 is a photo again. It is this one. On which cruise line will you find this thing? Okay. Question 17. The Celestyal Olympia was originally built for which cruise line? Question 18. Is the aft of a cruise ship the front or the back? Question 19. Cruise ships are built in sections. Are they built the right way up or upside down? And your last picture is this one. On which cruise line will you find that? Where did I take that? If you can get the cruise ship, well done. I'm not giving out any bonus points right now, but well done. I just want the cruise line as the answer. Okay, let's see. How is everybody doing in here? Are you all okay? David was a finalist in Voice of the Ocean. My goodness, well done, David. There is not a lot that scares me more. Not a lot that scares me more, or I would want to do less than go on Voice of the Ocean. I can't sing, and the idea of being on a stage is very, very just horrible. I did say that I would never go on a cruise ship stage, and I did once, and I shaved my head. Well, the captain of the cruise ship shaved my head, and that's it for me. I'm happy to sit in the back of the audience for the rest of my life. We've got lots of comments. I think this time is much easier than last week. Interesting. I think we'll have to see. A lot of this does depend on, which cruise lines you've been on. I'm trying to not make it too British focused. For me, everything I kind of know is across this side of the pond, and I know a lot of British cruise lines, but I know a lot of you guys don't. So I've tried to mix in things from kind of all over the world. Mr. Wigan Dave here is putting all of his answers before I've even said the questions. My. Okay. Have we had the answers yet? No, we're doing the answers right now, starting right now. Question number 1, we have got the Sapphire Princess was originally meant to be named what? What was the original name of Sapphire Princess? I think this is an interesting story. I'm not sure how many people actually know what happened here, but if you do know the name, the original name for Sapphire Princess, please let me know. Chris says, is the plant in the background real? No, it's very, very, very fake. I have managed to keep some plants alive, but they're at my desk, which is in my office, so they will probably die soon. Ugh, so annoying. We have got a correct answer here. The answer is diamond. The Diamond Princess was supposed to be the Sapphire Princess, and the Sapphire Princess was supposed to be the Diamond Princess. There was a fire on board, and they had to meet demand for the Diamond Princess, but the Diamond Princess caught on fire. So they changed the names around. I think also it's quite bad luck to have a construction accident already before you even sail. So that might have had something to do with it. Thank you so much for doing these Friday quizzes. You're very welcome, Dave. Thank you so much for coming and joining me and chatting about cruising because I need it. So the correct answer there is diamond. If you got diamond, then you get a point. Question number 2. Who are Celebrity Cruises owned by? It's quite strange with this lag because I'm watching myself, but even watching myself is a bit delayed. Really, really strange. But who are Celebrity Cruises owned by? I like this answer, but this one is wrong, but I still like it. Trump. It's not owned by Trump. They're owned by Royal Caribbean. They're kind of, I would say they're the more kind of luxurious part of Royal Caribbean. They're definitely less family orientated. They're more for adults. They're more about kind of the food and the culture and kind of all of that stuff. So the answer is Royal Caribbean owns Celebrity Cruises. On now to question number 3. How old do you have to be to cruise with the British cruise line Saga? This is as if you are just one person walking onto the ship. You just want to book yourself on a cruise. How old do you have to be? Neil here has answered another question, maybe? I don't know. He's put 179, which you don't have to be 179. I suspect that's for another question, but the correct answer is 50. You have to be 50 plus, not just 50. You have to be 50 plus to cruise with Saga. It's very, very strange to have a cruise line with an age restriction. I'm not sure how people would accept it if it was the other way round. I'm not sure. Got lots of answers of 50 here. We've got one from Zara, who is 9 years old, so she has got quite a long time to wait until she can cruise with Saga. I really am quite fond of Saga. I'm 26, and cruising is not just for old people, except you go on Saga. Well, the thing is cruising is not just for old people, and I would not say that someone is 50 is old. I would say someone who is 93 is old. Let's say the Queen is old. That's sort of where my benchmark is. I think you can have your 50th birthday on the cruise. Maybe that's true, but I'm going to go with 50 plus as the answer. I quite like that Saga's kind of catchphrase is keep doing. So it's like, keep cruising, guys. 50 plus is the answer to that question. If you've got that, you can have a point. On now to our first picture round. Let's just put away that question. First picture. Here it is. Any idea where or what that is? When I see some answers, I will play for you the zooming out clip that hopefully will work. This software isn't really designed for things like that, but yeah. Any guesses on the cruise line where you'll see this, and any idea what it is? Yes, we have a correct answer. Chile says Marella. This is Marella Cruises, the British cruise line, and let's have a look at what it is. Dun 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 dun. It is a alpaca or a llama, and they have these all around the Marella cruise ships, and I personally am a big fan of them. I've got a llama up there and various other places. So the answer is Marella Cruises. If you've got Marella, you get a point. His name is Skipper, yes. I've got another Skipper somewhere around here. Where is he? I don't know, Skipper's wandered off. Let's see if I have him. I actually don't know. That's a bit worrying. Okay, moving on. Dun, dun, dun. Question number 5. How many decks does Royal Caribbean's Ultimate Abyss slide go down? How many decks? Learn something new every day. That that is the point of this. I've learned things for this. We've got some correct answers. It is 10 decks. A whopping 10 decks. 10 is a slide, 10 decks. I think it's from deck 16 all the way down to deck 6, which is very, very impressive. I would love to go on that slide. I normally try and go on water slides when I can when I cruise. I've never been on that one. It looks, I mean, is it a water slide or just a slide? I think it's just a slide. But even still, 10 decks. Just going to remind you guys, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you are watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on Facebook, hello to you guys. And head over to YouTube, please, and subscribe. I'm doing this every single week. I'm bringing you normal YouTube videos on Sunday. On this Sunday, we're going to be looking at how cruising is going to change after all of this is over, because I don't think things will ever be the same again. Okay, moving on to question number 6. In Tromso in Norway, how many daylight hours can you expect in June? I went there in June and I did this, so fantastic. A question here from Patrick. Emma, are you still selling your course? I am selling a course. I have a course available which I'm relaunching in summer because I've had a lot of time now. You will have a lot of time, and I'm really focusing on the money saving aspect of the course. I released the course a few months ago. We've had hundreds of people in there, which is really, really cool, and all of the feedback I've had has says, you know, the money saving part of this is the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in loads and loads and loads of money saving things, relaunch in summer, and it's going to be fantastic. If you are interested, head to cruisingIsn'tJustForOldPeople.com. There's a course there called How to Cruise for Less. Click on that and it's all of my secrets. Because YouTube is all well and good, but I've got hundreds of videos here. Okay, we've got a lot of answers here. My goodness, loads of correct answers. I'm going to have to put up Mr. Wig and Dave. 24 hours. It is so strange. We went there, we would go out in the evening, we'd go out for drinks, we'd sit in a bar or a pub. You'd come out at 11 p.m. and it would be just like day, maybe like the evening, but it doesn't get dark. It's so strange. This does happen in quite a lot of Norway, but Tromso is right at the top. It's up in the Arctic Circle. Very, very cool. Very, very strange. I remember wandering around the streets and it felt like it was the middle of the day because it looked like the middle of the day, but no one was there. They have the same thing in winter. They have 24 hours of darkness. I don't know how people deal with that. We have more questions here about Hudson. I don't know how I can get him more involved in these streams because he does what he wants. That is the beauty of a cat. When they want to wander off, they just wander off. He's asleep. It's warm and he's just loving life, I think. Question number 7. On which cruise line do you have to pay for water with meals, regardless of where you are from? On every other cruise line I know of, you get at least free tap water with meals. I'm not surprised that nothing is included in this cruise line because the cruises are so cheap. On which cruise line do you have to pay for water with meals, regardless of where you are from? We have a correct answer there. It is Costa Cruises. Costa are, I think of them as being an Italian carnival cruise, but cheaper even. Very, very, very cheap. I think that sums it up quite well. It's a very cheap cruise line. It's cheap and cheerful. I think it's very loud. It's very colourful. It's very fun. Very, yeah. It's just you get what you pay for with it. You pay almost nothing and you get almost nothing in it. Dreamies, shake the dreamies. I could do, but I can't really just leave you guys here on live as I wander off for 5 minutes and then come back with dreamies. I don't know. On now, question, we've got number 8, which is a picture round. On which cruise line will you be finding this? Dun dun dun. It's very strange that you can't see me right now. I'm just waiting for the correct answer. That's all I'm doing. On which cruise line will you find this thing? Yay, lots of right answers. Princess, well done, Zara. Well done to everybody who's got that answer. Princess, 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 princess. The flag gave it away. Yeah, there is a princess flag there. Well done to everybody who got that point. Moving on again. We have got dun, dun, dun. Question number 9. Voice of the Ocean can be found on which cruise line? Lots of correct answers for Princess there. Well done if you got Princess. Sorry about my squeaky chair, but I've been sitting on my foot for 49 minutes and 46 seconds and it has gone to sleep. The correct answer is Princess again. Yes, well done. Voice of the Ocean is on Princess. It's very good, I think. It depends, of course, who you get on there. What you really want is someone who's very, very good or very, very funny. That's the ones that I like. I remember we had some Elvis tributes and things like that. So the correct answer is Princess. If you put Princess, then you can have a point. On to question number 10. Where are the headquarters of Norwegian Cruise Line? Sanna says, Princess. Costa is voice of the sea. Yep, Costa have voice of the sea. Voice of the ocean is Princess. I think it's really a bit strange that they both have such a similar show. It's, I'm not going to say better on Princess, but it's a lot easier to watch on Princess because everything's in English. If you're watching it on Costa, the presenter will speak English to the audience and then translate to the judges who will translate, and then someone will sing, and then they'll, there's loads and loads of questions. Trick question, Norway? No, Norwegian Cruise Line. It would be nice if their headquarters were in Norway, but it is not. They are in Miami. Miami is the headquarters of Norwegian Cruise Line. I have been to Miami a few years ago. I saw it there. I hope Norwegian Cruise Line are okay. It's not really a great time for any cruise line, is it, at the moment? But let's move on. Question number 11. The MS Rotterdam belongs to which cruise line? A cruise line I've actually not cruised with yet. I am interested in cruising with them for the right price, of course. I will cruise with almost any cruise line, I think, if the price is right. And I've just never seen a deal for this cruise line. The cruise line is Holland America. Well done to Pat D for Holland America there. I don't know why Holland America just recycled all of their names around and around. The Rotterdam has been used, I don't know how many times, but they have one right now. Question number 12 is another picture round. This one. I think it's that one, right? That one's question number 12. Get my question to go away for you so you can focus on the picture. On which cruise line will you find this colourful thing? I'm going to play the zooming out thing for you now. Get ready. It is loads of correct answers there. It is Costa. I have seen some people say Carnival, and I do view Costa kind of as being the Carnival Italian version. Louder, I think, brighter, more colourful, more Italian, big Italian families, lots of food, lots of dancing, lots of singing. That's pretty much what I think of as a Costa cruise. So if you put Costa cruise, you get a point. I actually really like the way that this is set up with its seating. So it has here, if you can see, it's got tables and then just long seats so that if at any point you want to get out, you can just walk out in front of the table. You're not kind of stuck there. I really hate the theatres where if you want to get out, you have to make 10 other people file out. It just makes me feel very, very stressed. I don't like it. I'm always trying to sit at the end or in a theatre like this, which doesn't have that problem. Did you know all the Costa cruise ships end with the letter A? I didn't know that one. Is that right? I mean, I can't think of any that don't. Interesting. Okay. Question number 13. Tallinn is the capital of which country? I like Tallinn. It rained a lot when I went there. We did a bike tour in the pouring rain, and then the sun came out after we came back. There were 4 cruise ships there when we were there, which was really nice. If you're a cruise ship nerd and you like taking pictures of them and things, we've got correct answers. We have got Estonia. Peter says, not a clue. Fair enough. I wouldn't have known this until I had been to Estonia. Beautiful Estonia. Estonia is lovely. I had to put this answer there just so I could see that little lamb or sheep there. Very cute. The correct answer is Estonia. Give yourself a point if you got that. Question number 14. What is the flowrider on a Royal Caribbean cruise? I have been on it once. I saw some comments before that said things about people losing their clothes on flowriders. I wore my swimming clothes and a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. I was not letting that happen to me. It is a surfing simulator. Yep, surf simulator. If you are commenting and I'm putting your names on the screen, I don't. Something strange with Facebook where you have to sort of allow it to see your name. So if you can come over to YouTube, I would appreciate it. I am playing this on Facebook too because why not? It has the functionality, and I know some of you guys might be on Facebook, but if you can come over to YouTube, subscribe and give me a thumbs up on the video, that would be fantastic. Dangerous. Yeah. Surf simulator, aka bikini top remover. Yeah, a lot of people lose their clothes. A lot of people break their arms and their legs, and yeah, it's fun. It's terrifying though when you look down and it's about 30 miles an hour, the water that's coming at you. You've got like a bodyboard and you jump down. I managed to get onto my knees. I didn't fall over, and then I was off because, you know, quit while you're ahead. I was very, very impressed that I got onto my knees. Didn't need to injure myself. Question number 15. How many days a year does it rain in Bergen, Norway on average? If you're within 20 days, I'm going to give you a point for this one. Just going to check my answer. How many days a year does it rain in Bergen? I've got loads of answers. The closest I can see at the moment is Miles with 240. That's not quite right, but it's very, very, very close. Very close. It is a lot. It is a lot. The actual answer, no one is going to get this dead on, I don't think, but it is 239. If you're within 20 either side, I'm going to give you a point for that one. 239 days a year it rains in Bergen in Norway. Whew. I mean, it rains a lot here in the UK, but that is a lot. So 239 is the correct answer. That's the specific number for Bergen in Norway, but generally speaking in Norway it always seems to rain. I took a week cruise in June with P&O. It rained every single day, and it really rained, not just a bit of drizzle, soaking wet. We had a great time, but we never got to sit by the pool or anything like that because it was so foggy and wet and just, yeah. Love Norway, really, really love Norway, but yeah. Okay, question number 16 is a picture. It is this picture. Any guesses on which cruise line you will see that? Switched from Facebook to YouTube. Thank you. If you can come over to YouTube, it just makes, I can put you on here and it just generally makes things easier for me. We have got MSC. Yes, the correct answer is MSC Cruises. I'm going to play a zoom out for you here. You can see Zara's picture there. That is Zara and my niece Eliza. They are adorable. Look at that picture, super cute. But anyway, this is the Galleria on the MSC Meraviglia. A lot of the MSC ships have something like this. It's a big street in the middle. Lovely, love it, love that type of ship. If you have watched my videos, I have done some on board the MSC Meraviglia. I've done a ship tour and an embarkation day video and things like that. So the correct answer is MSC. I don't need the specific ship, but just MSC. It's the longest kind of LED dome at sea. They play different scenes on there. They play a little bit of history in there. Everything. Okay. Moving on to question number 17. The Celestyal Olympia was originally built for which cruise line? I really like this cruise ship. It's the oldest cruise ship I've ever been on. You can tell because it vibrates, and sometimes you'll be walking along the corridor and then it's just a step, or it's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but it is what it is. They've looked after it very, very well, and it was really nice. The correct answer is Royal Caribbean. Yes, she was built for Royal Caribbean in the 80s as Song of Norway, if I'm remembering that right. Song of Norway, I think. Well done to everybody who got Royal Caribbean. Lots of you got that. Song of America. Thank you, Mr. Wigan Dave. Song of America? Maybe. I don't know. Either way, she was built in the 80s and for Royal Caribbean cruises. You can definitely tell when you're on board. There's some definite Royal Caribbean kind of just structural things, like the bar around the funnel. It's got the kind of, I don't know what it is, like a pirate themed bar. Is that right? I don't know what it's called. If you're on Royal Caribbean, you might know what I mean. Okay. Song of Norway. I thought it was Song of Norway too, but Mr. Wigan Day seems to know a lot of things, so I'm questioning myself. I'm going to go with the Song of Norway for Royal Caribbean. If you put Royal Caribbean, you can have a point. Question number 18. Is the aft of a cruise ship the front or the back? Yeah, Pat knows what I'm talking about. That thing. Thanks, Pat. Is the aft of a cruise ship the front or the back? We have got lots of answers, lots and lots of right answers. It is the back, 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 back. The answer is the back. Question number 19. Cruise ships are built in sections. Are they built the right way up or upside down? I found out this one firsthand and it surprised me. Really, really strange. I went to see the MSC Bellissima being built in a shipyard. We went underneath the ship. We went in the ship when it was all just steel. It's really strange. You don't realize how high the stairs go until you can see through them because they're just steel. Really, really strange. We've got quite a lot of wrong answers here. And we've got a correct one from Lucy. The sections are built upside down. It's really odd. They're built upside down and then they're kind of just all flipped up onto the cruise ship. So when you're wandering around a cruise ship that's half built, you'll see kind of all of these markings everywhere, words and names, and they're all upside down because it's been built upside down. And, they build cruise ships in tiny little sections. They build cabins as they are, and then they just slot them into the cruise ship. It's very, very clever. How they get it done on time, I have no idea, but the correct answer is upside down. If you are interested in what a cruise ship looks like when it's about half done, I do have a video on my channel. I have a couple actually. I have one of the Scarlet Lady when she was in a shipyard and one of the MSC Bellissima. How do they flip it around then? With a very, very big crane. A very, very big thing. Yeah. Okay. We have got one last question. Wouldn't that make the toilets leak? They don't have the toilets in them when they flip them upside down. Yeah, mega blocks are upside down, but the ship is built in the right way. They don't build the ship upside down in the sense that like it's pointing upside down. They just build all of the pieces upside down and then it fits together the right way around. Yeah, Okay. On now to our last picture. On which cruise line will you find this picture? Or on which cruise line did I find this picture? What is it? I like Rob's comment. He said, I thought they attached them to cats. They always land on their feet. Hudson didn't land on his feet yesterday when he fell off the sofa. Please do follow me on Instagram if you want to see fun things like Hudson falling off the sofa. My Instagram is Emma Cruises. I see some correct answers here. It is Norwegian Cruise Line. Let's go for a cheeky little zoom out there. That is the Norwegian Epic, one of the strangest cruise ships for Norwegian Cruise Line. There we go, stop zooming out. I did like the Norwegian Epic, but I have to say she is strange. She has no sister, and I don't think that's, they kind of used her to test out all of these things, and then they went on to put the best ones on Getaway and Breakaway in their new ships, and some features kind of just got lost forever. But yeah. So that is it. How many points did you get out of 20? 10 out of 20 we've got here, 19 out of 20. That's amazing. If you got 19 out of 20, I want to know what question you got wrong. What stopped you from getting the 20 out of 20? Norwegian Epic has the best H2O ever. H2O is like an adult-only space that they have on some of the Norwegian ships. They don't have it on some of the newer ones, which I think is a shame. We've got another 19 out of 20 here. 16 out of 20, not bad. 16 out of 20 is amazing. If I ever got a 16 out of 20 on a cruise trivia, I would be really, really happy. I mean, bear in mind that I picked these. I picked these from my own brain, cruise ships that I've been on, and then I look up the numbers in case, you know, just to check these things. And I don't think I would get 16 out of 20. These are from my own brain. So we've got 8 out of 20. That seems more realistic to me. 2 more than last week. That's pretty good. 12 out of 20. Number 12 was my downfall. Mr. Wig and Dave had a downfall. Interesting. You have to come back next week and try it again. Just a reminder that next week's will be on Saturday instead of on Friday, because there is this kind of YouTube marathon thing going on. I think there's 12 hours of YouTube creators being live, kind of one after the other. So mine is the same time, just on a Saturday. Loads of comments here. 13, 17, 12. Much better than last week. That is good, Natalie. That is a gorgeous picture. That's amazing. Missed it, sorry. That's okay. If you do ever miss this, you can watch them all. They're all just saved on my YouTube channel now forever. And at some point when we're all back cruising again, I will say to you guys, you know, do you remember when we were inside and we were doing cruise trivia on YouTube? And you'll remember. So that will be good. 0 out of 20. Missed the show. Just joined. I got 20. What's the prize? Patrick, you did not get 20. Patrick is a friend of mine, and as much as I love him, he does not know the answers to these questions. So I'm very suspicious of you, Patrick. You get nothing. You get nothing. Why do I keep forgetting my scores and answers? That's okay, Zara. There's nothing to win from this. This is just a bit of fun. It's just nice to chat to you. I'm quite a people person, I think. I'm quite used to going out and doing things, and it's really strange for me to be inside for so long. So it's nice just to chat to you, especially you, Zara, because it's nice to see you there. Patrick is sad. I'm sorry I don't have any prizes because I can't go outside and I can't send them to you. So yeah, Pat has the idea. He wins everlasting fame and fortune not included. Thank you all so much for joining me on this. This has been really, really fun. So next week's will be not on a Friday, it will be on Saturday. I do have a new YouTube video coming out this Sunday, so make sure you're subscribed, make sure you've got that notification bell on, or YouTube will just not tell you about my videos, which is a bit sad. I'm going to keep bringing you things on this channel, hopefully light-hearted things and more lives, so that we can just keep chatting about things. I'm going to head off now and I'm going to have dinner because it is dinner time. I hope you all have a really good day, if you've still got the day to go, or the evening, a good weekend. Let's agree to have a good weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Everybody had an amazing time. I hope so too. And I'm gonna leave with that. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.